Being autistic isn't being broken. Being autistic isn't bad. Being autistic is different. Each one of us in this room is different. We're all different in many, many different ways. Our brains are also different. And some brains are more different than others, and some brains have different ways of thinking, different ways of processing, right? I happen to be someone, as an example, I'm very verbally oriented, right? So I learn from listening. So my wife and I have very different learning styles. So I drive in the car and I listen to podcasts from Dr. Lillo and other scientists and researchers, and I will listen to it at 1.25 or 1.5 speed because I can get it, right? My wife says I can't even understand what he's saying when he's talking about this, right? But I can get it. It's just the way my brain works. I'm very auditorially linked up, but I'm also very kinesthetic, right? If you want to teach me an adjustment, you better show me that adjustment, and I better do it with you as I learn it. Because you just say, all right, so what you do, you figure your this, I won't be able to do it. If you tell me and you show me at the same time and I do it, then I've got it. That doesn't mean my way is the right way. It just means that's how my brain works. You will hear a lot, and I've said the word a lot of times, you will hear a lot that there are children on the spectrum who either are nonverbal or minimally speaking or non-speakers. I'm going to tell you, after dealing with that now for so many years, that it is insulting to say to someone they're a non-speaker. Because they sure do speak. But what language do they speak? Their own. Their own language. That's what makes it so hard to deal with kiddos on the spectrum. It's not like when you go to France, and essentially the main language of the country is French. So you know, if I just learned French, and it might take a few weeks. If you went there, like to go to Paris, and University in Paris, you probably, after 2 or 3 weeks, you probably started to be able to have some mild conversations with people, right? And you're there for 6 months, you're so immersed that you really learn the language. It's not like that with autism. Every kid is different. Every kid has different likes and dislikes. Every kid has different ways of communicating. Some kids will communicate with language, but will be very restricted and narrow language. So I don't know if I told you about this one boy that we have. He talks about trash trucks. He loves talking about trash trucks. It's his favorite thing. Yesterday, I happened to take a picture. There was a trash truck right next to my office that was doing its thing. I took a picture of it. Next time I see him, I'm going to say, look what I saw. And he's going to be so happy that I thought of him enough to take a picture on my phone of a trash truck that I'm not going to show anybody else but him. But that's his love language. For whatever reason, I don't understand, but it doesn't matter, there's no judgment. Trash trucks is his love language. He has a trash truck, he brings one in all the time, he talks about it, he always says, did you see the trash truck today? Or after Justin says, I'm going to look for the trash truck. I said, you let me know if you find it. Right? That's his love language. Some kids are minimally speaking, and they do not have language the way you and I have language, but it doesn't mean that they don't speak. Right? They may speak with nonverbals. They may speak with grunting. They may speak with moans and groans. They may speak with song. They may speak with humming. We have a kiddo who all that he does for the most part, his entire day is spent singing. He loves singing. And he tells me, I'm singing Kanye West. I'm singing Kendrick Lamar. Like he tells me all these singers that he's listening to, right? And I'm like, this is great. This is great. That's his, and he says one of their names, and I say one of their names too. And that's his, he thinks is the greatest thing in that. So do I. So do I. That's my connection with him. I had another kid who was unbelievably good at numbers. He could add, multiply, divide, subtract. He was able to do crazy things. So every time I was seeing him, we would talk about numbers, and I could take out a pen and paper and say, here's 22 plus 22 added up. I knew this is the greatest thing in his little brain, right? So it doesn't matter what it is that they want to be excited about, you get excited about what they're excited about. And they're going to talk about it incessantly, like over and over and over again. As an example, 2 weeks ago, it was Halloween in our office, and we dressed up as Paw Patrol, and I was Chase. I was Chase. So this one little girl, she's on the spectrum. I'm adjusting her. She turns over. I'm working on the cranium. She looks at me. She says, "You're Chase." I said, "Yes, I am." She said, "You're Chase from Paw Patrol." I said, "Yes, I am." She said, "You like Paw Patrol?" I said, "I love Paw Patrol." "You like Paw Patrol?" "Yes." "And you're Chase." And now people are now watching me because it was great because everybody's watching because they're waiting for me. Because what would a typical person say if they're starting to do this? You told me that, right? I got it. Yeah, I'm Chase, right? And she said, "So you're Paw Patrol?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "And you're Chase, right?" I said, "Sure am." And I'm just doing her framework. "Yeah, I'm Chase." She said, "You like Chase?" "I like Chase." "Did you like other ones?" "Yeah, but Chase is my favorite." Chase is my favorite too, right? We had this whole conversation. She used to say Chase about 10, 15 times. And I never corrected her and said, "You already told me, you already asked me that I was Chase. I told you, and I haven't changed, right? I'm the same person who's been adjusting to this whole 5 minutes, right?" I didn't go into that. I'm like, if this is what she wanted to talk about, that is fine. That's the language you need to learn how to speak to these kiddos. You speak their language. You don't disagree with them, unless they disagree harmful or whatever. But whatever they want to say, however they want to do it, is totally fine. There is no, and that's what neurodiversity is all about. It's a judgment-free practice. So kids cry in my office and scream, and the parents apologize, and what do I say? Don't worry about it. It happens all the time. These glasses, these are cheapo $20 glasses that I got on Amazon. Why do you think I have these instead of my $200 prescription glasses? Because they were broken a number of times by kiddos who grab my glasses or punch me in the face or push me like this, and not because they're like trying to fight, but because they're latching on in the beginning. They don't want to get their neck touched, and I don't know in the beginning. I tried to like this. So I've had several of my very expensive glasses broken, and now I stop wearing them. And now I got my $20 cheapo Amazon readers when I need, and if I need them strong glasses, they're at home, right? And when the kids break my glasses, what do I say? Don't worry about it. Whatever, right? That's what you have to learn to do if you're going to be working with kiddos like this. Is you accept them, right? You accept them. I have no conditions with these children.